Hello. Hi, guys. Hey, welcome back. This is going to be today's topic for the 12th of February. And let's just see where this one takes us, shall we? We've got the Nine of Pentacles. We have the Sun. Somebody's coming to the end of a very arduous journey. And although there's a lot of joy here, there's also like absolute fatigue. And I feel like, okay, this could be that someone comes home. All right, hold on. I got to tell it the way it comes across. If we were to look closely at this card, she's pregnant, and we have someone coming home and perhaps finding that their person has moved on and has built a really stable connection. They could even be with someone else. And although this was their happiness, this was their plan, this is what they had intended, is I'm coming back to the person that I love. This could be like, oh my God, all my happiness has just like literally it's gone radioactive. The sun is usually the happiest card in the deck, but this is somebody who could be the culmination of their happiness could be not what they expected. She may have moved on and have a very happy life. She may be single but be pregnant with someone's child other than theirs, or they come back and she's turns out she's having a child of theirs that they perhaps were unaware of. This feels like a shock. Feels like a shock on the 12th. What is that? But it's also super positive, except for the way that sun card looks. Three of Cups, the Emperor, the Four of Pentacles in the reverse. Let me put it this way. Either this is all a metaphor and she's pregnant with possibility and they're coming home and it's like, oh my God, this is so right. I finally made it home. I finally made it here. All of our dreams can now come true. This is going to be such a happy life together. This is going to be amazing. I'm not holding back anything. I know that I want this. I want to have a family with you. I'm stepping into full-blown emperor mode. Or they come back and they discover that she is pregnant and it's like, oh my God, this is like, I can't believe it, but this is the most amazing thing ever. I mean, this could be somebody crying tears of joy. It's like the best thing ever. They're back in a union. They have this added joy of having, built a life together, a little life that's going to be born. Again, it's pregnant with possibility is perhaps the way I should just leave that, because it doesn't say that it has to be a human child, but it does look like this actually turns out to be tears of joy. Like this person could be so relieved that at long last they're coming home from the battlefield and there's their person, and their person is just as happy to see them. And this is like, I feel like this person is the emotion in this union is so off the charts. The emotion in this union is like it dawns on this character like, I wasn't just coming back because I'm done being single or I'm done fighting my battles. I'm not just coming home to test the waters or to say hi. Like, this is my person. This is what my whole journey has been about. It's like it dawns on this emperor like, I I knew why I was doing this, but it's so concrete now. I don't want to hold back anything. I want this to be my person. I want to marry this person. I want to be this person's protector. This is my home. Where she is where my home is. He, it does not matter. We have a very strong emotional reunion. And I keep wanting to say reunion. Why am I saying it like that? I mean, the Nine of Pentacles just says somebody has been single, but they're done being single all of a sudden. Page of Pentacles in the reverse. This would have been somebody that was out traveling about. You notice they were a backpacker with kind of just being thrown about by wherever the wind blew them. Now they're not doing that. There's no pages amount of energy. There's no moderate emotion here. It's huge emotion. We have King of Wands upright. We have Wheel of Fortune in the reverse. We have the Fool. I gotta say, this is a situation where I think if in the past they didn't know what to do, I feel like I keep saying reunion because something wasn't right for them in the past, even though the emotion was right. They had to go someplace else. The fool, they had to, it's not even about taking a leap of faith here. They they had to go take care of something. They had to go off and do something different. Strength card, death card. Oof, they had to have the strength to make some massive changes in their life. Something about the way this character had been living their life would not have been conducive to them being an emperor. Something had to end in the way that they had been doing things, and that was going to require a lot of courage. What was it that had to end? They could not be with her. They had to do something totally different. Take a leap of faith and say, I don't even know if this is going to work, but I guess I got to change my whole life. I guess I got to make an arrangement differently. I got the Hierophant, we got the Moon, got the Judgment. This character had to do some kind of like supreme spiritual growth, reaching into their subconscious, reconciling some piece of their life before they could be a full blown emperor. I mean, maybe they had to finally, go to therapy. Maybe they had to, I don't want to say they had to get a divorce or something, or that they had to go make peace with someone before they could come forward. I think it was a little different than that. The emotion was big, but they could not in the past have been ready to be with this person. This is the Nine of Pentacles, which is somebody who had to first feel super abundant in themselves. Maybe they had to discover what they believe in. Maybe they had to reconcile um, conflicting beliefs so that they could then clear the groundwork so that they could feel good about themselves. I feel like this is all about them. It wasn't about them dealing with somebody else. It wasn't about them needing to end other relationships. I think that they had to clear the air with how they saw themselves. And maybe they were raised in like conflicting belief systems. Maybe they had to make peace with that. Maybe they had to come to a place of clarity. They had to reconcile with who they are, what they believe in, so then they could feel good enough about themselves. So then they can actually walk towards someone that they really love, that they really see potential with, and no wonder they're exhausted when they show up. This has been a journey that has been, it's taken all of them to do this. That's why I feel it was very much a spiritual, personal journey. They could not have built a life with this person that they admire or that they see as their person unless they could feel good good enough about themselves. And that required some super big overhauls, facing old fears, facing the things that they didn't like about themselves, facing a change in belief system, so then they could face the person that they want and not feel like they have shameful secrets or that deep down they somehow still aren't good enough. They had to face some kind of a fear in their life as well. That fear could have come from, like I say, like an embedded belief system that was outdated or old patterns or something that they needed to get over. This is them no longer feeling like they have to hold back because they're ashamed of anything. This is them feeling like they believe in themselves now. That's why they can come forward. And I think that the reception that they're getting from whomever this person is that they're going home to is more than they could have hoped for. I do feel like this is, we've had a couple of stories like this where it's kind of in the nick of time. You notice the sun is sinking. You notice they have put in a hard day's work. They are absolutely exhausted. There is a lot of joy, but I feel like there's also this, like they know when they knock on this door and they see her, they know and she knows something has changed here. We can actually be happy. And I think that there's this huge, it's almost like the dam of emotions breaks. And it's like, I can't believe this can finally work. We can finally be together. I think they both know it, and they know it pretty swiftly, is what I would say. What is she thinking when she sees them? What does she think? I feel like they're going to see her for sure. The star. She can see and sense a difference in them right away. They are my wish fulfillment. They are everything I've wanted, and I can see the change in them. I can see they believe in themselves. I know that they're here for the right reason. I can see the maturity. I can see what's different. Princess of Swords, Two of Swords, Ace of Wands. She also has known for a long time that they sat and tried to work through this thought process of what do they need to change? What do they need to change? She never doubted that they were passionate about her, but she knew that they had a chessboard that they had to work through on their own. She could see that on them when she first knew them. She knew that there was something that they were still dealing with, struggling with, probably internally, a piece of their own life and their own perspective that only they could either heal or come to terms with. It wouldn't have mattered how many times she said, I love you, or you're good enough, or I want you. It was about their own self acceptance. It was their chessboard. And that was something they never explained to her, but she saw it anyway. She knew it intuitively, probably. But she also either believed in this person all along or believed that they loved her, believed that there was passion here, believed that they were really working on things. Um, it's very interesting. I mean, she has heartfelt belief in all of this. How did she have such strong belief in this? Princess of Pentacles. And again, with that pregnancy aspect, we keep seeing her as pregnant. She sees the possibilities in things. Maybe she also felt like I'm supposed to have a child with him. I just know it. But this is, even at the very beginning, this is the Page of Pentacles. It's like I could see what we could be to each other. Even from day one, I knew that this wasn't like any other connection, and I could see what this could still become. But she also understood that there would be a time frame here. Like pregnancy takes time. This will come into fruition. This will be birthed when the time is here and not before. I can't race forward. I can't push it forward. It has to take the time that it takes. So she began by saying, even from the beginning when she met this person, I could see what this could become, but I also know that's not what it's not ready yet. So she never had any doubt. I don't think she was maybe waiting, but it was more like it can't work until it can work. That's just how it is. What is her reaction when they basically come home to her? Ace of Cups, Six of Pentacles, Five of Swords. So the first thought is she has a lot of love to offer them, and she's very ready to receive the love from them in return. And then I think the other aspect is we're not going to let anybody else tear this thing apart. If we need to block out people that would say, what do you mean you two are back together? She's more than happy to do that. This is between you and me. We need to build our love. We need to give the caring to one another. And anyone who is just going to become a problem, an external problem, I don't want them around. She may also be asking, have you put a blockage up with the people that have created so much turmoil? Because I don't want those people in our life. I think she's very swift to say, if you're here and we're doing this and this is love, let's protect our love. We don't need people tearing us apart. It's like she knows that that was a big problem. Um, there may have been, I always call this the meathead card. There's all these meathead buddies that are, like showing their muscles and razzing each other and making a bunch of ruckus. And, that's fine and fun unless it actually produces a problem. Unless these are people that tear things down. You don't want to invite, like, okay, if you had a wedding and half of your wedding guests showed up and they got all kinds of unruly, they ran amok and they break some tables and, pee on the wedding cake and scream and rip off their clothes and, destroy the wedding. Are those the people that we want at the wedding? I mean, there's always somebody that behaves bad when there's alcohol. But this is like a group of people that would run amok and cause problems. It's not the same as just, friends that razz you a little bit. No, we're talking about the people that would create chaos. Can we put a blockage on the chaos? Because the Five of Swords is like, we need to have boundaries up. We don't want people that are here to like tear us apart so then they'll feel like they won if they see us apart. It feels like there were other forces that didn't want these two to come into a union, and she's aware of that. They could have fought an entire like family that was not supportive, and worse, that was would tear down their own self-esteem. Prince of Cups and the All Gifted in the reverse. Also, it's kind of like she's saying right out of the gate, look, even us being together, it's not going to be sunny and perfect every day. But what we can't have is the first time we have a hiccup, when the honeymoon phase is over and we have any little problem. I don't want them to produce bigger problems for us. Or even, I don't want them, whoever them is, the naysayers, the pot stirrers, to say, oh, it's just the honeymoon phase. Just wait, oh, it's going to be an ugly mess after that. Ooh, wait until the makeup comes off after the honeymoon. Or, wait until you guys both start cheating on each other. People that are going to say all kinds of just really inflammatory and derogatory things. I think she's saying, for us to be successful, I want our love to be a place where we feel safe, not a constant battle that we have to protect. So the best way to avoid that is to just avoid the people that would bring in the drama. Can we make an agreement to put up the drama? Because people that are going to tell us that this is meaningless, how about we figure out if it has meaning or not? How about we not let other people weigh in and day out and put their ideas in our ear? I think it's a two-way street. I think she's saying in general, can we protect our love? So I'm guessing that was probably part of the problem in the past, is that maybe someone really had to gain their own identity away from a group that was very oppressive, this feels like they were razzed a lot. Their self-worth was eroded a lot because they had to work on their self-worth before they can come home to her. Before they could even believe that they could have this kind of a love, they had to first, claim a space for themselves, break away possibly from a group, find what's true for them. And she's kind of like, can we protect that then so we can maintain that? Because you come a long way. And for us to be able to have this together, we got to protect it. So what happens at the end of the day? I mean, they're coming in to be an emperor. The Chariot, boy, this is a year of riding forward. This is a year of really, truly making this successful. These two could move someplace far away. They could move in together in a different location. They could suggest this, like, I want to either move where I am or I want you to move to be with me. We have the Emperor again, and we have the Guide. She's been surrounded by these ravens a couple different times. She could be some kind of a Nordic goddess of sorts. Doesn't matter if she is Nordic or not, but we see her surrounded by them before and again now. She knows that she's dealing with an emperor now, but she also knows no matter what their best intentions are, she has a certain conduit to the guides. And so she will be a part of guiding this relationship forward also. It's not just like, okay, I hand the reins to them. They better figure it all out. How are we going to do this? How will this all work for us and be perfect? She's saying, we have a two-way street. They're my emperor. I want them to, they are coming in to take some kind of a lead, but at the same time, I have a conduit to intuition, to the guides. I believe in following that. I think together, she may be very spiritual and they may be very earth-oriented, grounded. And the two of them, it's a power couple for sure. But I think her input is going to be, it's like a ship sails out at sea, but the stars are used to navigate. She's got the direct conduit to the stars. They may be the one who's at the helm of the ship, but we need both to make this work. That's the way I would say it. All right, I'm going to leave that one there. Good for them. All right, thank you guys for hanging out with me. That's an exciting story for sure. The fact that someone's coming home and they're coming home with all the right ideas now. All right, take care. Thanks for giving it a thumbs up and subscribing. Bye.